Welcome back, Shalligators. I just want to say up front, I hate this background. I don't know what I've done. I hate my hair, I hate my outfit, I hate this background, I hate everything. But you know who I hate most of all? Will and Jada Smith. God. I don't know what the topic of this video is going to be as I started off. We're just gonna rant. We're just gonna rant. I don't hate them. I just feel like you get it. There's just something about them that you're like, it just is so odious and phony. And I think we have a real problem, especially people like us here on this channel, because we're bad bitches, with fakes. I have a real problem with phony balonies. So what are we talking about? So Jada recently came out. She's got this memoir that she's pushing called Worthy. Okay, Jada, here we fucking go. And apparently she says that her and Will Smith have been separated for 6 years. Actually, that might not even be right. It might be that they were separated for 6 years before he smacked someone at the Oscars, which was that 2 years ago? Was that 1 year ago? I don't know. Time is a flat circle in Hollywood. Wait, what? They've been separated this whole time? Okay, we're gonna break this down. I asked you guys on Instagram, what's the topic here? What do you think about these two assholes? Spoiler alert, nothing good. Almost nothing good. We're gonna talk about it because this just could be a good old-fashioned rant kind of day. It's pouring rain, my background is stupid, my shirt is dumb. We're gonna see what we can get done. But before we do, listen, obviously Israel and Palestine right now, right? And I just wanna touch ever so briefly on this because I feel like no matter what anyone says, it's the wrong thing. Do you know what I mean? I was on my Instagram for maybe 40 seconds the other day and I saw, what was it? I think it was 11. I'm not kidding you. 11 people apologizing in their stories, from celebrities to influencers to just regular people I know. Apologize. I just really didn't want that to be misconstrued. What I said, I don't even know what they said. Like whatever they had said had already expired and they got some sort of backlash from what they were saying and they were trying to walk it back and shuffle and whatever and apologize. And it's like, first of all, when did everyone become such a chicken shit? Whatever you said was probably how you felt. Why are you apologizing for that? If whatever you said was authentic, stand in it. Why is it intolerable if people disagree? And the larger question is, how does that help? How does that help when people, if you're like, I support Israel, well, let me tell you about Palestine. If you say I support Palestine, Israel, like no one is doing it right. No one is saying the right thing. No one's doing it right. You know what this reminds me of? BLM. And I mean, this is where the similarities end because BLM was from the jump a scam. I hate to say I told you so, but I did. I literally told everybody all the time. Anyway. But I remember during that whole thing, no matter what you said, it was wrong. You were racist no matter what you said, unless you were like lying down in the street for the cause and the culture, you were doing it wrong. And you know what the effect was? Figure it out yourself then, man. The amount of people who were very liberal, myself included, who became a moderate after that, numbers untold, numbers untold. And that's because when discussion stops, apathy begins. When we are not allowed to say anything or have an opinion or even ask questions, you shouldn't have to ask that. How do you not know? Because I know about other things, okay? I'm sorry, I don't know about everything. I'm trying to learn. But when it's like you put yourself out there and you get bit, it's like, well, I'm not sticking my hand back in that. Figure it out. I don't know. This doesn't affect me. It affects you, then you deal with it. And that is the problem we have in this world right now of like, hey, I got mine, you figure out yours. I don't know, fuck you. It's heartbreaking. Okay. Do you know that October is Hate Crimes Awareness Month? Seems like a timely point to talk about this, but we have a victory in the hate crimes. So the two of the largest hate groups in America are the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. You probably heard of Proud Boys. They're both white supremacy groups, right? This is according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. Bad, very bad. I mean, can we talk about the PR and the branding of Proud Boys? How is this not a gay man's choir? Do you know what their logo is? It's a rooster. I can't. It's a cock. It's literally a cock. You guys, I can't. Did they not run this by anyone? They're like, we're going to call ourselves the Proud Boys and we're the cocks. It's like, oh my God, the jokes are writing themselves. It's like too many jokes. My brain is exploding. But victory for justice, because the founders and the leaders of the Oath Keepers, his name is Elmer, right? And the other dude, what is his name? Oh, the Proud Boys guy, Enrique Tarrio, which... You're a white supremacist? Okay. Do you remember that Dave Chappelle show sketch where he's the black KKK guy? That's how, a little bit how it feels. Anyway, they got slapped with a hell of a lot of prison time for the January 6th insurgency. And I like this because it shows our justice system works. Is it perfect? Of course not. You know, of course not. But it worked at this point. Elmer got 18 years and Enrique, the proud boy, I'm Proud Boy Enrique. I like my oiled up muscles. This is how I imagine he talks. And he has a thong and he dances to Gloria Estefan by the pool in Miami. This is how I imagine him. Your mascot is a cock. You should not be able to storm a government building, no matter whose side you're on, and think that that's chill. So, great. Okay, let's talk about Will and Jada. Let's see what you guys had to say. Because I literally just put it out there. These two assholes. So here's my, I don't have my tinfoil hat next to me. Damn, I was wondering why I wasn't getting messages from my overlord. This is my tinfoil hat theory on Jada, because one of my friends was like, why would she be promoting a memoir as World War III is possibly erupting? Like, who gives a shit, Jada? Like, can you read the room? Do you guys remember during lockdown and the pandemic, like early days when everyone was terrified and Lily Reinhart, the chick from Riverdale, was like, I'm bisexual. Read the room, Lil. Read the room. No one cares. I feel like this about Jada. It's like, where are you going with this? Part of me wonders if she was hoping to kind of like, so celebrities will do this thing, they'll bury big scandalous information. Like they will announce a divorce on Thanksgiving or on Christmas when no reporters are working, people are busy, and they hope it's just like, shh, they hope it just kind of fades away. I wonder if that's what she was doing, but then I'm like, no, she's so like clout hungry and so thirsty for attention all the time. I feel like actually she's been promoting this memoir and this is her big ace in the hole to play, her big card to play, because no one was paying any attention because, I don't know, the world has actual problems. Call me crazy. I could give a shit what's going on with Will and Jada, but we're going to talk about it because it makes us happy to rant about something. Sometimes it just makes us happy. Like ranting about Israel and Palestine is like horrible and painful. It feels better to rant about them. Sorry. Told you I'm good at psychology. I wonder if she came out with this big, they've been separated this whole time, to push herself to the top of the news cycle above Israel and Palestine. You know what I mean? And listen, I apologize right now. If you're like, please stop saying Israel versus Palestine, it's Israel versus Hamas. Palestine does not support Hamas. Okay, I'm sorry. I told you I don't know what I'm talking about, and it's clear, you're right, I'm not doing it right. So I'm just gonna keep talking about Will and Jada. Remember her whole affair with August Alsina? Am I saying it right? Probably not. He's really hot though. And what a cuck Will Smith looked like. Everyone was like, yo, you let your woman run around on you with like a younger, hotter rapper? Okay, wow, Will. Her comments seem to confirm that they were already separated. This is my indictment of Jada. What a bad wife you are. I'm sorry. If you claim you have respect for Will Smith, whether he's your husband or your ex-husband or whatever, you claim you have respect for him, you let the whole world think of him as some pathetic beta male, and you weren't even together. Why would she have not said that then? When everyone's like, cock, and she's like, oh, we're actually separated. Oh, well, okay. Okay, we just didn't know that. I think it's so telling about her as a person that she let people think that about him. I would never. She is incredibly manipulative. She is such a narcissist. She's also, I believe, a lesbian. I mean, I think she's at the very least not 100% straight. Will, I don't think is straight at all. this has always been my theory, that they were two young gay people in Hollywood and they were like besties. And they're like, listen, we're not going to make it on our own. We're like two black gay people in like the 90s in Hollywood. We got to partner up. We love each other. We'll figure out a way to have kids. And we're kind of going to be a shield for each other. That seems very, 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 I have heard that a lot of times. I've heard that a lot of times. And you know, I'm not the first one to assume something's a PR relationship. I believe that they are. That to me is almost, it's almost more fucked up if they weren't romantically involved and she still let people think he was such a beta. Do you know what I mean? Like if they had had an actual like straight person marriage and he had just done a bunch of stuff and she's like, oh, is that what people think? If there was a heartbreak leads to spite, right? If there wasn't that heartbreak, it's like, damn, you still let your best friend look like that? Wow. Kind of monstrous, you know? She let him look ridiculous after the Oscars slap. And one of you guys made an excellent point. Nancy, what was the point of the slap? What was the point of Will being like, keep my name, my wife's name, boom. What was that? Just total fakery, tomfoolery? To keep up appearances that you're married? Will, Jada, Jade and Willow, if you guys are watching this, please understand that literally no one gives a shit if you guys are married or not. Could not move the needle less in my life. I don't care. Nobody cares. I don't even think your children care. Look on earth how they turned out. Keep up appearances for what? It's not like, this makes no sense to me. But nothing they do makes sense. Okay. Some other comments. We knew too much about these assholes. What the fuck is wrong with them? Honestly, what the fuck? How to be this delusional? How to stop glorifying being in a relationship? Oh, I love this. I love this. How to stop glorifying being in a relationship? Because maybe that is what this circles back to. It's like, why wouldn't she have told the press that she wasn't with Will when her and August were hooking up? Why would he have slapped Chris Rock and very nearly destroyed his career? I don't know how he thought that was gonna go, but poorly. Very, very poorly. I lost a ton of respect for him. I'm like, what are you, an animal? And maybe it comes back to glorifying being in a relationship. And I think that that is something, because we've talked a lot recently about how to be okay single when we were talking about Taylor Swift and, you know, her football dude and how she seems to go from guy to guy to guy, which, by the way, go for it. Be a hoe. Watch that video. Go be a hoe. Do whatever you want. But yes, I mean, I think we all have gotten the message forever that a relationship is the thing that anchors you at kind of as a person. I could cure cancer. And I know that there's people out there like, she's not married. What do you know? You're single. This is what assholes in the comments say to me. You're single. Why are you talking about dating? Because I am dating. That's why. You're a soldier. Why do you talk about war? Because I fight them. Actually, I'm here in the trenches. Married people aren't. You would not want to hear my advice as much if I was married. And if I had always been married, you'd be like, you don't even know what it's like out there. You don't even know what it's like, okay? Just, you know what it means when he opens your Snapchat and he doesn't reply for 6 hours. You don't get it. Why do we glorify relationships and how can you stop? I think a huge way to do this is to look in the face what you think it means to be single. Truly. What are some adjectives associated with that? Hopeless, lonely, pathetic, undesirable, worthless? Did those come to mind? What else? What if you could look at those adjectives that are being thrown your way? I'm sure people throw them my way. And what if the shield that they all run up against is, but I'm authentically living right now. I'm actually happy. Those feelings, you think I'm worthless, you think I'm useless, you think I'm pathetic, you're projecting. You're throwing that arrow because you already own it. You are projecting those things onto me. I actually don't feel that way about myself. Why on earth would I let someone's opinion of me matter than my own opinion of me? I'm inside myself 24 hours a day. If your opinion of me doesn't align with my own, then you are wrong. You are wrong. I am correct. Now you might say, Shallon, I feel like that's the definition of just being a narcissist and not being self-aware. Maybe. Who cares? I'm happy. And happy people move through the world better. So what if I'm delulu about who I am? So what if I am like incredibly pathetic? I don't see it. I'm happy. Why would I buy into an idea that doesn't serve me in the interest of, well, you should be more self-aware? I am aware. I'm aware that my happiness matters more than anyone else's. I mean, their happiness matters to them, but my happiness matters more than anyone else's opinion of me. That's what I mean. It matters more than anyone else's opinion. So yeah, I'm going to practice a little delusion if it's going to insulate me from doubting myself and questioning myself and feeling, ironically, so incredibly worthless. Why do I need to feel worthless? Why do I need to feel pathetic and cringe? How does that help me? How does that help me make money? How does that help me create things? How does that help me be a good friend? When you're looking for a new friend and you're trying to list the qualities and describe, oh, I met this girl. Really? What's she like? She is like totally worthless. She feels completely worthless about herself. I can't wait to be friends with her. No, you're like, she's outgoing and she's fun and she's positive and she's just got it all together. Love it. Are you looking for the weakest person you can find to have in your orbit? Well, guess what? Some people are. And those are the people who are going to tell you that you need to keep glorifying being in a relationship. Those are the people who are going to tell you you're really nothing without kids and your life just has no real meaning. Cool, maybe yours didn't. Mine does. And that's no knock on you. If that floats your boat, amazing. Doesn't float mine. Die mad about it. Sorry. When we can snap out of it and be like, wait, that is what's going on. Oh, baby, we see it everywhere. We see it in what people tell us to wear, eat, gods we pray to. I mean, everything. It's everywhere. And I have become very good at my life at repelling that. I have a full shield around me being like, well, go fuck yourself if you don't like me. I like me. I'm an only child. I have spent tons of time with myself. And I gotta like what I see. I gotta like my own company. And I do. I love company of other people, but I really like my own. And that is because I am completely delusional that I need to let in feelings of worthlessness in the name of self-awareness. That's not what that is. That is actually control. It's oppression. It's the patriarchy. It's a bitch-ass frenemy. Nope. I can see through things like that instantaneously. And just with a little practice, you can too. I promise. Just start. Oh my God, you guys, listen to this. This is like a 5-part something. Lauren said this. Jada is so competitive with Will, and it brings her so much satisfaction to hurt him. Will spent 2 years planning her 40th birthday party, and when the day came, he went to surprise her. She rejected all of his efforts and rejected the party and the gifts he painstakingly planned and made him apologize to the guests. She instructed him to tell the guests that the party he planned was for his ego and that he owes Jada an apology. Jada has dismantled his dignity, and Jada is cruel. Wow. Disappointed, but not surprised. Petra. By the way, I love the name Petra. If I had a baby, I'd name her Petra. I love it. It's so beautiful. A petition to keep Jada from revealing anything else. I feel like there's some sort of admission about pubic hair coming. Does anyone else feel that way? She just seems like the kind of person who would start talking about pubic hair randomly, maybe sell something on Etsy made out of it. Here's a topic that came up a bunch. Righteous hypocrites, constantly taking the high ground when your life is a lie. Oof. Oof. These people. I've encountered a lot of these people in my life. I'm sure you have too, because they're everywhere, because they're literally everywhere. People who get up on this high horse, this moral high horse, and judge everyone in their life. And it's like, you are a mess. I am dealing with this in my friend group in Montana right now. Right now. If you're in the Shalantrage, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And by the way, join the Shalantrage. If you guys want to make some friends, I feel like a lot of our lessons today are coming back to making friends, even though we're talking about dating, but it's like making connections with people who truly don't want to hold you down. They want to say whatever you're doing that's making you happy and that's making you feel authentic. If you want to meet some friends, come join the Shalantrage. We have 500 girls all over the world, and some gays, we have some gays, all over the world, all different ages, races, occupations. You just relax. They're planning meetups. It's great. And you get 5 bonus videos. You get access to Evil Week and hookup tutorials, all this stuff. So link is down below. This is the last month to save 25%. After that, it's going away forever. So if you want to get in and save some cash, go ahead and click the link. October 31st, cutting that off because Evil Week is coming. Evil Week is coming. So yeah, I'm dealing with this in my life here. I did an interview with a business magazine about moving from New York to a small town. And it was a fluffy hand job of interview. I was just like gushing over Bozeman and how much I love it. And I'm like, listen, you want to move to a small town? You let it change you. You don't try to change it. You learn the customs, the politics, the hobbies. Like, you let this amazing small town culture shape you into someone better. And it's great because the cost of living is better and I can afford a way bigger house here than in New York City. Hello? Some people, a small but loud faction of honestly fucking losers, lost it. I mean, they lost it. Death threats? Yes. Like, let's go rape and kill her. Because I said, let's check the note. Oh, that I like living here. And almost all of my friends are very supportive, and I very much took note of the ones who weren't. And there were 2. One doesn't know that I know she's been not very supportive, but I do. It's Terry, if you guys are on the Shalantrage. Does it look better, actually? I've hired an interior designer. I have to get my shit together. But this other girl, I always knew there was something off about her, because she talks so much shit on other people and her life is frankly a mess. Her health is a mess. Her drinking is a mess. I'm pretty sure she's sleeping with married men and not very like subtle about it. And she has been like on a campaign to exclude me from anything socially because she agrees with all that backlash. She agrees with people who said, let's go rape and kill her. That's the side she's on. Okay. She's a disaster of a person. She's a disaster of a person, you know? And it's not like I saw this coming, but again, disappointed, not surprised. Not surprised at all. And when you look at the people who stand in judgment, it is because they themselves are in an absolute hole. It's a psychological principle that Dr. Phil calls leveling. When someone's ego is flaccid, as this woman's is, and as so many people, you know, they have to do something called leveling, right? They either puff themselves up or they cut the other person down. It's most effective if you do both at the same time. It evens the playing field a lot easier. Do you not see this in your life? Do you not see people cutting you down while inflating themselves? Again, I've encountered these people so often in my life because I'm a big personality and I have big goals and big dreams, and I'm sorry, I have very big accomplishments. And the reason I've been able to do that is because I don't give a fuck what other people think about me. If my mom is proud of me, truly, and if I have like 2 best friends who are proud of me and I'm proud of myself, everyone else can eat a bag of dicks. I don't care. I don't care. Because the people who aren't proud of me were never going to be. The people who are quick to turn on you, they were always just waiting for a reason. They were always just pretending. They were always just pretending. And as painful as that is to see, thank God we can see it. Thank God they showed their ass like that. It's like, oh, that's who you are. You know, something never felt right about you. Thank you so much for for telling me I'm not crazy anymore. Look at how you're behaving. Huh, phew. So as painful as the situation here in this town has been, the overwhelming thing I feel is relief. I always feel the mixture of like betrayal and that pain, but the relief of knowing that that is actually who someone was. And the relief of knowing I can trust my intuition and my judgment. I never liked her. I was very nice and I was a very good friend to her, you know, but there was just something that I just didn't trust. I just didn't trust. And I'm a very trusting friend. I don't like have issues trusting other women. I don't think people are out to get me. I really don't. But there was just something off about her. And when it happened, I'm like, oh, okay, I knew it. I knew it. Wasn't rooting for this outcome at all. It's been horrible. but I know I can trust myself. And so if you are looking at someone who's a little too uppity and a little too judgmental, red flag. Red flag. And the hard part is, if you bring this up, you could get gaslit. You could get, pushed out of the group. What are you talking about? And look how she lives her life. Still waters run very deep, and what you see is not always what you get. And just keep that in mind. When we get sort of like this idea that like, she is a fucking hypocrite. Look at her. What she's saying does not match. There's blah, blah, blah. We tend to go on this like warpath. We want to turn everyone against them. Believe me, I get that. And if you join Evil Week, I'm going to tell you actually exactly how to do that and keep your hands completely clean. Completely clean. But you got to wait for Evil Week. It's tempting to want to destroy them and have everyone see. People will. And you know what? This is not your life's work. This is not your life's work to be ripping the cloaks off of every righteous hypocrite around. When it happens, I think we all knew there was something very fishy about Will and Jada. I don't think that stuff like this comes as any sort of, again, not a surprise, is a disappointment. But how much time have we been devoting every day to uncovering the truth about Will and Jada? No, I would never. So what happened anyway? The truth will out. Okay, I want to touch on one or two other things. Oh my God, yeah, Jada is toxic femininity personified with a beta male. Agree, so sad. All right, here's one. How keeping up appearances can damage your relationship. I think that this is very true, and this kind of touches back to like glorifying a relationship. My marriage, my relationship with my ex-husband was perfect. We were the golden couple. Everyone envied us. Everyone looked up to us. Everyone asked us what our secret was. We got divorced. And not after 7 years, after one. We were together for like 4 years before that. This wasn't like a Vegas quickie wedding. But even before we were married, our relationship was just golden. That was just the only word that ever came to mind, was golden. It was this golden, beautiful relationship. And I felt the pressure to keep that up just right out of the gate. And a huge part was because I was always single girl Shallon, hello. And so when I had a relationship that people were buying as perfect, great, let's ride this till the wheels fall off. And they did fall off, because relationships aren't supposed to be perfect. That's unrealistic. My relationship with my dog isn't perfect. He can be a real asshole, and God knows I can too. And you know what? We think like, I have to look perfect. Everyone's going to judge me. Girl, again, when we're thinking about making friends, right? You make a new friend, you have a new connection. Are you just looking for someone who's like perfect? What do you like about Hannah? She's perfect. She never has a bad day. There's never a problem. It's like, well, that's nice if that's true, but then is that harder for you to open up and share when you're in a bad place? Because, well, she's perfect and she's not going to understand and she's going to judge me, or she can't relate, or I have to be perfect to be in her league. It's actually a very alienating thing. It's repellent. An abundance of perfection is repellent. This is a huge tenet of the art of seduction, which again, we're going to talk about in Evil Week. That is not actually what grips someone. What we like about people are their flaws. I've always said at my funeral, talk about all the bad things. Don't talk about how wonderful I was. Talk about, like, have you ever seen the way she's eaten peanut butter? It's like a dog with peanut butter on the roof of its mouth. That's how she eats peanut butter. We loved her, but because those are the endearing things, the funny, charming, crazy, messy thing. That's why we love people that we love, because they're like wacky quirks, right? So if you are caught up in this idea that your relationship has to be perfect, please know that you're actually isolating yourself. And hey, maybe you have a partner where that's the goal. You're not allowed to talk about a relationship at brunch. Don't you dare bring up our sex life. A toxic partner is going to want to keep you isolated like that. And we look at Will and Jada and you have to wonder, does he have a lot of friends? And maybe now we're switching into the concept that they had a straight person's marriage. I don't know. Well, let's just go with that for this next example. Does he have a lot of friends? I mean, look at that, what that story, one of our girls said, it's like she made him go around to the guests and be like, this was because of my ego. Well, that is her trying to fracture his friendships and have people look down on him. The August Alsina thing, look down on him. Go up and slap Chris Rock, look down on him. All of that has a very isolating effect. Is this an accident? I don't know. She could try to paint it as very benign. Well, I was just trying to keep up appearances with our marriage. The nefarious part of me says, no, she was trying to isolate Will and break him because she's a toxic, awful person. She's a terrible person. You know, anybody who isolates someone else is terrible. I don't give a shit what your reasons are. I don't care. There is no way in hell that you are the only person on planet Earth that person needs or deserves to be around. No chance. No chance. And so the Shaligator was right. Acting like everything is perfect is very damaging to your relationships because, first of all, I strongly doubt that people are presenting this perfect front and doing real meaningful work on the relationship behind the scenes. That's full of self-awareness and radical transparency and honesty. I don't believe that people can put up that hardcore of a front to their friends. And I'm not talking about celebrities. I'm talking about us regular people. To their friends, it's perfect. Everything is fine. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with Jared. I don't believe people can do that and then be just so bare honest in a way that it takes to really sustain and build and course correct a partnership. I don't believe that. If you lie, you lie. If you obfuscate, you obfuscate. If you're not transparent and if you can't be naked and emotional and vulnerable to your friends, don't fucking sell me on the idea that you're doing it with your partner. Not for very long. You're maybe a little bit more open, but I'm sorry. And I'm not saying that you have to go into brunch like warts and all. It's like, well, he did this and then this. I understand that some things are private. I absolutely do. And they should be. It shouldn't be just this zero, like this perfectly permeable thing between your relationship straight into your friends. Not at all. But there's a difference between being like, and he's got herpes versus everything is perfect. I said it's perfect, Olivia. I said it's perfect. The middle path, which we talk about all the time, is, you know what, we're going through stuff. It's painful. I don't feel like, I don't want to share his business because obviously this involves him, but we're going through it right now. And we're seeing a therapist and I'm just trying to be like open, but it sucks. Okay. I think part of the reason, this goes back to what we said earlier, is we don't want to maybe be naked like this because we don't want to know the people who require that perfection from us. We don't want to see people across the table over waffles going like, you guys are having problems? I thought everything was so perfect, Sarah. We don't want to be confronted with those people. Why not? You don't want to smoke out a traitor in your mix? You're like, no, I don't, because I'm tired. And you know what? I really don't want to get into World War III realizing I have a bunch of fucking fakes around me. Okay, there's going to be enemies within the gates. And you know what? Their advice is going to be very bad. And the way they look at you is also going to be bad. And if you think they're not going to betray you eventually, think back to my example of the girl in my town who's doing that. She was always just waiting for this. This was the best day of her life. And she's like, I have a reason to go after Shallon. Like, that was a great day for her. And if I had been smarter and sharper and stronger, I would have been like, keep that bitch away from me. I don't want to be her friend. I don't want to go to dinner at her house. There's something off about her and I don't know what it is. I don't need to know. I just need to know that my intuition is like, no. I will excuse myself politely. I could have maybe saved myself some heartache. Because then if I heard like this girl I met once at a party didn't like me, I'd be like, who? Oh, she had a big birthday thing this weekend? Well, I wasn't going to go anyway. I don't know her. It wouldn't have hurt. And when we let fakes around us, we think we're saving ourselves pain and we're not, So be bold enough and confident enough and worthy enough and okay enough to not always be okay. And see who pulls up to support you. And the people that don't are out of your life forever. Because listen, if you practice doing this, it's less and less painful. It's like, oh, they're not for me? Okay, bye. oh my God, I'm gonna feather the nest of all the best friends who do pull up for me, who are like, girl, my relationship is not going well either. It's okay, like this is how it goes. This is what marriages are. You want to plug in more to these people and not feel like you're frittering energy away on the people who are actually not there for you. It's painful. It's not a fun process. But again, if you do it right, you don't have to do it a million times. You get immediately better at being like, oh, something's off about her. Hi, Venus is at the door. Something's off about her. I don't really want to pursue a friendship with her. Or something, I don't feel like that guy would have my back on a bad day. You are data collecting. The machine, the AI algorithm in your brain is getting smarter. Your risk analysis is sharpening when you can look at these fakes and be like, oh, bye, no. That's a good friend. And again, I think I have a lot of really good friends in my life because I'm very open about who I am, because I don't give a fuck if other people don't like me. I like me. And so I'm okay being like, hi, I'm in the dumpies. It is horrible today. Because my vibe is like, if you are truly a good friend and if you are a confident person, you're gonna get it. And you're gonna be out there looking to make those connections, real ones, real legitimate ones that are based on vulnerability and not all this mutual perfection, like we're Mormon mommy bloggers. Ashley. Let them have their tribe. We're gonna have ours. And like I said, if you want to join a tribe, if you want girls who are like this and we can all share and be vulnerable and lift each other up and help each other out, join the Shalantaraj. The link is down below. Like I said, last month, save 25% because we're going to be rolling out some new stuff. Evil Week is coming. Cannot wait to show you guys. All right, I'll see you later, alligators.